Well, we have a bunch of updates. First of all, TikTok is supposed to get shut down in about 7 days, but also the FBI has come out and actually confirmed that the manifesto that was written by the bomber of the Tesla truck at Trump Tower in Las Vegas was an actual email. There was speculation about whether or not that was fabricated or whether or not somebody else typed the email or whether it was authentic or not. And the FBI has come out and confirmed that. So now we have to question again, is the content of the manifesto actually valid? Is there anti-gravity drones? Let's hear it from the FBI itself. They come out and admit that the emails are real, but they can't validate whether or not the subject material of those emails is real, like the anti-gravity drones.
Special agent in charge of the FBI's Las Vegas division. In terms of a question about the validity of what Leifelsberger put out to the public, either in the two-page manifesto or additional documentation we're discovering, we're not speaking to the content. I can say, as Sheriff Corrin described and others, it runs the gamut. I mean, he's talking about feeling that he was, surveilled, guilt. You can tell there's, some anguish there, some frustration with the government. I mean, there's a whole host of things. So we haven't gotten into what's legitimate, what's not. The only thing that, out of an abundance of caution, in as much as there's Department of Defense equities that speak to sources and methods or something else that would endanger folks overseas, that's not being released. But beyond that, we haven't vetted any of his writings to determine, what's legitimate and what was in his own head.
Including whatever happened in 2019?
Yeah, including, he alleges a variety of things, and we haven't gotten into the weeds on any of that.
And that podcast email is him.
Yeah, so we have confirmed that the document that he sent to the podcast, we know that he was the one that sent that document. That's correct.
So that was confirmed by the FBI that the email was valid that was sent to the Sean Ryan podcast and his guests as well. So we remember this drone manufacturer that's contracted with the government who talked about the drones flying over New Jersey were sniffing for something radioactive, which I agreed with him on. He actually put out an update about the situation.
Check this out. A little bit of a heads up. Interestingly enough, all of those wobbly birds that were flying out on the East Coast, they were definitely looking for something strange and unusual, and we know exactly what that is. So I hate to be right about this whole situation, but they're definitely looking for something very, very, very important that could disrupt something that's going to happen around the 20th, and that's a no bullshit deal. So all of you, stand up, stand together, and demand answers, because you're not getting any, from the powers that be. But rest assured, the information that we have provided is in the right hands at this point. So let's wait and see. But I believe that the new incoming administration is going to be handling this. So take care.
So what he's talking about on the 20th is the inauguration of the new president, Donald Trump. And Donald Trump even had a new announcement. We have an update that we got to cover where he talks about the drones. A reporter asked him about it, and he mentions it. And then several other political figures on the Trump committee, also with the governors, talk about the drones. So check out what he says in this interview here.
A story that kind of disappeared very suddenly. Do you have any idea whatever happened to the drones?
What happened to drones?
Well, you had said that you knew you thought the government knew what was happening with these drones over New Jersey. There were some by Bedminster.
I don't know, they're over Bedminster a lot. So
what happened?
I'm going to give you a report on drones about 1 day into the administration, because I think it's ridiculous that they're not telling you about what's going on with the drones. And it's not only with me. Glenn was telling me today that in Virginia they have drones all over the place too, and nobody's reporting it. I don't know why. Do you want to say something about that?
Just one quick comment, which is we are home to the largest naval base in the world in Quantico, and we house a lot of the SEAL teams and have a huge national security infrastructure. And now for 2 years running, we have had drone incursion over secure airspace, and we still don't know why. And I think that's absolutely unacceptable. And I think President Trump and the new leadership coming in, I think, will work diligently to understand who's behind this and what we do in order to stop the digital surveillance of all of our secure infrastructure.
Is it dangerous?
Well, I can tell you this. While we were dealing with a terrorist attack in New Orleans, we had drones being thrown over our nuclear reactors in Louisiana. And we brought that attention to the FAA. We've been asking the
destruction as well. And it's incredibly frustrating that we not only have no way of knowing what it is, but nobody knows how to deal with them.
They don't want to talk about it, and nobody knows why. They don't want to talk about it. It could be us sending drones. I hope that's the case. Us doing it and doing research, and maybe they don't want to talk about it from that standpoint. I hope it's not an enemy, but we're going to find out on the 21st, the day after. You have to give me a little time for the inauguration, but shortly thereafter, we'll give you a report on it. We'll tell you exactly what it is. They know, and it's very strange that they aren't talking about it.
So we're kind of getting mixed signals. We're being told that we don't know what they are and we can't figure it out. We don't have the ability to tell. But then Donald Trump is like, we're going to tell you on the 21st, as soon as I'm inaugurated, we're going to tell you what's going on with the drones and that we do know. And so it's really interesting. The FBI has confirmed that that email was real. So the question is, do we actually have anti-gravity drones, or is this some kind of a false flag event to get us to stir up and bang the war drums against China and to be afraid of anti-gravity drones carrying a payload over the White House and things like that? So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and we'll see you here on YouTube for the next one.